and welcome to day 13 of our 31-day minimalist challenge. Glad to have you back. Have you ever heard of Hygge? I had never heard of this, definitely didn't know how to pronounce it until several years ago now, when I went to visit a friend of mine who had just gotten back from Denmark. She was going down her own journey towards a more minimal life before she left, and when she came back, she was more inspired than ever. And she started talking about this idea of Hygge. She was describing these amazing cafes and coffee shop, and how there was so much intention placed into everybody's spaces. When I got home that night, I Googled it. One of the first things that came up was a book called The Little Book of Hygge, Danish Secrets to Happy Living. I got this book, and as soon as I received it, I finished it within a couple of hours. I mean, it's short, it's cute, it has cute little graphics, it keeps things very simple. For what it is, they did a really good job of describing it and really showing you how you can apply it to your own life without living in Denmark. I did want to read from the introduction, just a brief explanation that really kind of sums it up. Hygge is about an atmosphere and an experience rather than about things. It is about being with the people we love, a feeling of home, a feeling that we are safe, that we are shielded from the world, and allow ourselves to let our guard down. You may be having an endless conversation about the small or big things in life, or just be comfortable in each other's silent company, or simply just be by yourself enjoying a cup of tea. First of all, just closing your eyes and imagining this, I immediately picture myself in the winter in Denmark, and with candles lit, a fire going, and I'm wrapped up in a blanket with some hot cocoa. What do you think about when you envision Hygge? It's interesting because the two ideas of minimalism and Hygge really go hand in hand. Not only do they go hand in hand, I would argue that it's easier to obtain one if you have the other. So let me try to explain that better. Minimalism and Hygge, they both require this sense of intentionality and mindfulness and being in the moment and being present. They both ultimately lie on the foundation of just wanting to live a more meaningful life. So people often translate Hygge into a word like coziness or hominess or inviting. It's this idea of just bringing comfort to living. In my mind, a comfortable home is a clean house, a tidy house without clutter. The Danish have this idea that clutter takes away from coziness. So I would argue that both concepts, minimalism and Hygge, rely heavily on intentionality. So you have Hygge, who encourages you to enjoy the simple moments of life. You develop that intentional connection with what's around you. It allows you to focus on what brings you joy and pleasure in a moment. In the same context, minimalism only works with intentionality as well. Intentional consumption is what you prioritize, what you allow into your life is very intentional as a minimalist. You put the focus on moments and relationships that matter the most to you, as opposed to the things and the excess and the overconsumption. So think of a room that would encapsulate both of these concepts. In my mind, a minimalist Hygge living room, for example, would not be cluttered with furniture that's not necessary or artwork that means nothing to you. It would have those Scandinavian designed furniture pieces that actually have purpose, and they're easy to use, and they don't clutter up a space. And instead of having all the other nonsense around you, you spend your time and money procuring the most comfortable couch you could imagine with the cozy blankets and pillows. There's a lot that you could learn from this from a design perspective, but also from creating that minimalist space. There should be a priority as to only putting in there the things that actually add value and meaning to your life. The same concept that we've been applying throughout this challenge goes into the design of a living space, and the pieces that are in that space are the pieces that are essential to creating that comfort and coziness. It's all about designing a space that's cozy yet intentional. So let's say intentional coziness. Let's coin that term. Minimalism, I think, is a catalyst for creating that hygge atmosphere. If we were to do some sort of step-by-step process, I would say minimalism is step 1. You determine what's important, set your intentions, what brings you value, what's essential to the life you want to create. The things you keep will be able to help you create that comfortable, cozy hygge space when everything is decluttered. I like to keep that idea of hygge in the back of my mind. For example, in my living room at Christmas time. That's a perfect example to me. The twinkling Christmas lights, the candles, the fireplace is lit. There's jazz music playing softly in the background. My favorite blankets are out. The Christmas pillows are out. That's the inviting space that I love. It brings back so many memories of growing up, and sometimes minimalism can be viewed as very stark and very empty. I like having the hygge concept in my life as well because it shows people that minimalism can be inviting and comfortable and still showcase your personality and your style. I was thinking about how would I tell someone to bring hygge into their home while also being a minimalist. And it can be kind of hard because I feel like the first thing people think of is, oh, in order to get hygge in my life, I need to go out and buy stuff that's Danish or Scandinavian. And that's absolutely false. You don't have to buy anything to achieve this. Throughout the process of decluttering, you're going to be keeping the things that you love, the things that you actually use that are efficient to your life and essential. You need to try to find that balance of what's useful and functional, yet also makes you happy and brings out your personality. It's also important to note that it's not just about the living spaces and the decor. It's also, just like minimalism isn't just about decluttering. It's about what happens after you declutter. It's about how you go day to day, living your life more intentionally. So just with minimalism, slow down in order to achieve that hygge element into your everyday life. Value every aspect of your day. When you slow down and stop in the moment, sip your coffee, drink your tea, eat your lunch when you're walking on your lunch break maybe. Take notice of what's around you. Live in those moments. Spend time with the people that truly matter to you. To end today, I'm going to share with you the 6th sense of hygge. Hygge is about feeling safe. Hence, hygge is an indication that you trust the ones you are with and where you are. And the feeling of hygge is an indication of your feeling of pleasure when someone tells you to go with your gut feeling. That you've expanded your comfort zone to include other people and feel you can completely be yourself around other people. So hygge can be tasted, heard, smelled, touched, and seen. But most important, hygge is felt. At the end of the day, I hope that you realize that it's not about the things. It never was. It's about the people you surround yourself with and the memories that you make. And that's exactly what the Danish believe when it comes to hygge, that those are the important things in life. And I hope that throughout this process of this minimalism challenge that you're also starting to see that as well in your own life, that you're letting go of the things that don't matter anymore and you're making way for that intentional life with those people in your life and the things in your life that really truly add value. That's it for today, guys. I hope that you'll come back tomorrow for day 14 of our 31-day minimalism challenge. And until then, don't forget, always keep it simple. Bye, guys.